Okay, we should be live. Over to you, Melissa.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be here. Welcome. And, you know, as an intro, words. This is exactly what you're not going to be hearing today because entrepreneurship is not a lecture. It's not a checklist. It's not a LinkedIn post with 3 bullet points and a stock photo of a sunset. It's chaos, it's clarity, and it's that spark of electricity behind your eyes. It's an idea, one that doesn't knock politely. It bulldozes the door in, rearranges the furniture in your mind, turns your sleep into strategy and your doubt into kindling. And before you know it, it becomes a dream, then a goal, then a blueprint, then a fire you can't put out even if you wanted to. And by that point, it's not something you do, it's something you are. It's not optional anymore. And that's entrepreneurship. And in a world with 8 billion people, that means 8 billion different realities, 8 billion truths, 8 billion visions of what could be, each one wrapped in culture, conflict, history, identity, and the slightly unrealistic hope that maybe, just maybe, someone will understand what you're trying to build. You don't need to find your niche. You are the niche. And the global economy, that's your audience. Because let's be honest, in economic terms, there are no borders anymore. The internet bulldozed that. Ideas fly faster than customs. Currency crosses time zones in seconds. Your prototype might be sketched in Lagos, coded in Warsaw, and funded in Singapore. Your first customer might be someone you'll never meet, but who speaks your language anyways. The one that says, I see you. I need this. Let's go. The world is in an economic crisis. Yes, everywhere. From Wall Street to WhatsApp threads, from boardrooms to bus stops. But this isn't just collapse, it's a clearing. And if you look closely past the headlines and past the numbers, you'll see what I see: opportunity. Not to rebuild what we had, but to reimagine what we deserve. A system that reflects us, all of us, not just the loudest and not just the wealthiest, but the weirdest, the wisest, and the ones with cracked voices and ridiculous dreams. The ones who wake up and say, there has to be another way, and then have the audacity to build it. At Kudos Miracles, we live in that audacity. We're a social benefit network, which is just a formal way of saying we build things that make people's lives better, and we do it together. We don't believe in borders, we believe in globes. The kind we pass around, light up, and fill with meaning. Each one of our globes represents a story, a region, and a mission, not just data points. People, collaborators, humans who want to build something that matters. What we do isn't just business, it's connection, it's intercultural fluency, it's emotional intelligence applied at scale. Because in a world as diverse and layered as ours, the most powerful strategy is the most human one: empathy. It's not fluff. It's not infrastructure. It's how you understand a partner in Peru, a developer in Delhi, a founder in the Philippines. It's how you don't just enter new markets, you enter people's hearts. Real business, sustainable, scalable, soulful business doesn't happen when you sell harder. It happens when you listen better. When you remember your target audience isn't a metric, it's a mother, a student, a dreamer with a cracked screen and a brilliant idea. And maybe no one else believes in them yet. And maybe that person is you. So, no, this isn't about hustle. This isn't about building the next unicorn. This is about becoming undeniable. Not loud, not viral, not perfect, just real enough to be remembered and brave enough to try again if you're not. And if you're wondering, is this the right time? Let me say this clearly. There's never been a better one. Not because it's easy, because it matters. Because what we do next, what we create, launch, say yes to, fail at, pivot from, try anyway, will echo. This economy is global now, but more than that, it's personal. You're not building a product, you're building trust. Across borders, across algorithms, across vastly different lived experiences. And your ability to hold those differences with care, to honor them, might just be your greatest competitive edge. So whether you're a founder, a funder, a dreamer, or a dev, a quiet visionary, or an accidental leader, you belong here. And if you're listening to this and something inside you is leaning forward, that's your signal. At Kudos Miracles, we're not just building platforms. We're building partnerships. We're looking not for followers, but for fellow travelers, collaborators, investors, new friends, not to impress, but to build with. So if that's you, and if you're ready to create something borderless, brave, and beautifully human, you know where to find us. Welcome to the Kudos Miracles 2025 summer event. Let's make this unforgettable, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Melissa. It's my great privilege to have such a person as Melissa as my co-founder and our CMO. Obviously, the reason for, or part of the reason for her CMO-ness and her co-founderess-ness is her ability to use words in such eloquent ways that I cannot even imagine what the meaning of them is, but I just melt at the emphasis and the message that it brings across. So, for those of you who don't know me, very strange if you don't, but my name is Matt Allen. I am founder of Kudos Miracles and Democrat. You join us this evening for our summer event, talking about entrepreneurialism in a global economy. And you will notice that we have people from all over the world, people from the team and speakers as well. And I am not going to talk much. I will get my opportunity to say a few more words later on. One little message that I want to go with, first of all, though, is you're welcome here because you are a miracle. You're welcome everywhere. Just like Melissa said, in many respects, there are no miracles. We are we are together, we are unity as well as beautiful perfections and imperfections. And speaking of which, mostly perfections, very little in the way of imperfections. It is my great honor to introduce our first speaker, a lady that I have known for a very long time, who probably thinks that it has been far too long that she has known me. But my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Yolanda Peterson, CEO of Piget, which is a strategic project management solutions company. She's very much into women leadership, business advocacy, youth enterprise and development expert, corporate mediation, sorry, not meditation, although I'm sure she does a little bit of that as well. And she is an international speaker, hopefully not starting this evening. I'm sure that she's been sticking at some other things along the way. She is also a transatlantic foreign investment consultant, and she is most definitely a friend of yours.
Thank you so much, Matt. Between Melissa, what a beautiful opening. You almost changed my entire talk, Melissa. And between Matt, I'm going, all right, guys, 2025 Kudos is done. We're done. That was the talk. But a warm greeting from the southernmost tip of Africa and to all of our esteemed speakers from across the globe, the organizing committee, Mr. Matt Allen, Dr. Supriya, lovely, Dr. Anuja, lovely, and the team, and of course to all of Kudos Miracles globally. Thank you for tackling such a robust topic, entrepreneurship in a global economy, which in essence have affected, and in the near foreseeable future will affect global entrepreneurship, the economy, and global enterprise. So I know the time is of the essence, and in order for me to afford my beautiful fellow speakers the gracious respect, so let me deep dive into the core of my talk and stick to my 5 minutes. So my talk will address a tri-part factor. Firstly, where are we at as from a macroeconomic perspective globally? That's number one. Number two, key drivers, both positive and negative, as it pertains to entrepreneurship and enterprise. And then number three, lastly, possible, plausible solutions. As Melissa quite rightfully said, that without a doubt, we could concur in unison that the global economy at present is unpredictable at best. Geopolitical influencing and fueling this modern day uncertainty is things like conflicts in the Middle East, in Europe. And so too, we understand that India is the fastest growing economy for the past decade, followed by China. And that is 2015 to up to 2025. So proof, uncertainty and this upheaval within the geopolitical space is alliances formed between Russia, between Iran, between North Korea, and furthermore, alliances such as BRICS and NATO alliances. These are all key drivers of uncertainty. Cause for further uncertainty in our global economy is unlikely alliances, such as India, China, etc. So what is my causable statement, right? My causable statement is directly linked to the 30% increase in tariffs imposed on countries such as South Africa by the United States government. The result, the negative effect on produced goods, resulting in massive downturn in export demand globally. And then the knock-on effect of that is felt desperately by the local supply chain. So for example, if I look at South Africa alone, our labor minister has announced that the auto manufacturing industry, 4,000, probably 4,000 plus jobs has been lost in 2 years. So I know all of that sounds doom and gloom. Where does it leave? Where does it leave enterprise, whether established enterprise or whether up and coming entrepreneurs? So let's have a look at that, because that's my second point. Entrepreneurship traditionally, we were always the key drivers to economic growth. We were always at the forefront of technology, of innovation, and job creation. So essentially, each person represented here on the screen, representing their countries on the screen, are agents of change. And in saying that, agents of change, not just in global trade and expansion, not just agents for socially and environmentally,
Yolanda, we have lost your sound. Sorry.
oh, really?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, am I back? And I'm
Yep.
nearly done. So overall, we are contributing to the growth, not only economically, but the economic growth, the economic development, and the economic resilience, within our country, both societal and global. So in closing, what would I propose? What would my plausible argument be for why entrepreneurs should continue to fight through? And that would be combining resources. We need to be stronger in a win-win collaboration globally amongst ourselves. We need to unlock the ability to access markets beyond China, markets beyond the USA, and unlocking varied markets, both markets that we can enter into, number one, which is important, and then also have access to, and have the grit to explore those markets. And right there, dear delegates, is the Kudos miracle. It is keeping our chins up in the face of adversity. Statistics pronounces a bleak outlook. We all understand that. But Kudos declares a victory. Never giving up, never giving in, moving with intentional strategy embedded in wisdom. And that is why all of us are part of the Kudos miracle. Greetings from South Africa, and thank you for lending your ear.
Thank you very much, Yolanda, my miracle friend. It is wonderful to see viewpoints of different people from different places around the world, and their viewpoint of the greater world, as well as the immediacy of the local area itself. It's very insightful because I know a number of people, including myself, do quite a bit of traveling. And I am going to very soon introduce our next speaker, a man of great esteem from a completely different part of Africa, yet still part of that great continent itself. Yolanda is in the very southern tip. I am almost in the middle. And my good friend and the great speaker that I'm looking forward to introducing now is Dr. Assem Musa of Egypt. Dr. Assem is a travel advisor, university think tank member, chief engineer at Egypt Air, and of course, friend of Kudos. Dr. Assem, please take over the helm, or the stick, as it's said in the aviation, I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Matt. I am very appreciate to you and all your Kudos team. You do a lot of, great work. At the same time, I hope that we can all write a story that can useful for the new generation, because they know what all we do is try to hand over the world to the new generation in a better way, not in a crisis, not in a climate change, not in a war, not in ignorance, not in racism, not in violence. So we wanted to hand over the world to new generation in a better way, as we, the current generation, wish to achieve from the previous one. Today I'm talking about the most important point I addressed or concern about. The first one about peace. In Adam's Day every year, we celebrate Adam's Day, and let us remember that we all, the children of Adam, we are brothers, we are sisters. We have to be peace with each other, kind with each other, not harm or kill each other like what's happened now between Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, and Sudan, all the world. This is a bad situation. I hope that the war is ended and the money spent, in war. I hope this money can spend for universal adoption of the new technologies that will help handicapped people, old people, help in poverty, diseases, violence, poor leadership, help in achieving the 17 SDG of the United Nations, so the 169 goals of the United Nations in 2030. Let me say that if the power to control the rain was given to someone who sells umbrella, do you think there will be a sunny day? Of course not. If the power to stop war is given to someone who sells weapon. Do you think there will ever be a peace? Of course, there will never be a peace. That's why you have to concentrate about this point. Also, we will have to concentrate about to teach our children, teach your children that there's no glory or heroes in a war, that the glory comes from the actions that prevent war. And the hero are the one who implements this action. That's why we need like peace hero, don't need like war hero. We have to concentrate about this point to universal adoption of 2 points. The first one is universal adoption of peace. The second one is the universal adoption of technology of the 21st century. I admit that I am like passion, or I am impressed by the possibility of this new technology, as I said, and helping handicapped people, old people achieve the 17 SDG of the United Nations 169 goals 2030. Also in elimination of poverty, diseases, violence, and poor leadership. That's why it started in 2013 when I attended a conference, aviation conference for innovation of development of the aviation. I heard about this new technology, and I concern about this new technology. I hope that universal adoption of this new technology, not only in America or in Europe, but also in our country, in African country, in all the world, that we are looking for more development. We are looking that the money spent in this war, spent in this new technology, and we see the development in business and entrepreneurship, in education, in energy, in all sectors, because this is a new technology like a magic wand that changes the skin on all fields, in education, in energy, in agriculture, in industrial, in business, in travel, in all the world. Let me say that this new technology should be a key to IT response to climate change, help in global warming, help in disaster recovery, in hurricane, in earthquake, also help in agriculture, help a lot in education. The knowledge that we got from this new technology will help at the change of a life of a patient, help for improved modern education. The light of cloud computing and the Internet of Things will help a lot. Also 5G seen as a step back for workers, but it will create new job opportunity. 5G and 6G in aviation could include reducing travel time and increasing safety and passenger. So if I'm talking about like aviation or conclusion about this new technology, all the sectors in the world, include aviation, must recognize, appreciate, and get benefit of this new technology, 21st century. For example, AI, blockchain, digital currency, cloud computing, cloud of things, tactile internet, digital twin, IoT, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, e-commerce, data and robotics. It will help in climate change and creating smart city and a smart planet and changing healthcare by changing the life of a patient, preventing global warming, in sustainable agriculture, and improving modern education and fighting unemployment. A lot of use of this new technology will help a lot. That's why I hope that we can put our hand together to spread peace on all the world. I know that we are not a decision maker, but we can influence the decision of all people in the world, including leaders. We can put our hands together for universal adoption of this new technology, and that will help a lot for a better earth. I hope that we can hand over the world to a new generation in a better way, not in a disaster, not in climate change, not in the economy problem, not in a war. We have to stop war, because without peace we cannot do anything. We cannot do anything, Mr. Matt, as we talk about that. We cannot do entrepreneurship, we cannot do good global economy, we cannot help the problem of homeless, we cannot do anything. That's why you have to start with peace. We want to spread peace in all the world, in all countries. We stop the war between Palestine and Israel, between Ukraine and Russia. We have to do something. We have to be a role in this direction. When we do this step in peace, we can go to the next step, that universal adoption of technology, help homeless people, help old people, help sick people. That's our thinking. Thank you so much, Mr. Matt, for giving me a chance, and thank you to all for this team. I hope that we can all write a story that will help for the new generation, and let the new generation start a better life, better than we have. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Assem. Thank you very much. As the Peace Ambassador of Kudos Miracles, this makes a lot of sense to me. You know, it opens up the idea that without peace, you know, this all of we cannot embark on entrepreneurship. You cannot embark on anything to develop the world, because the more you try to develop, but when there is no peace, it crashes. So thank you so very much, Dr. Assem. We're really grateful for this. So our next speaker would be Anna Isabel Fiafilio. I'm sure I pronounced that very well. Anna Isabel Fiafilio Rodriguez. She's an economist, former president of RILG, Napolitan Awards 2021 to 2024. That's huge. And then statistics and Peruvian public development, and also a GPODS and Insight Tech Academy fellow. Wow. And a friend of Kudos. You're so very much welcome, Anna Isabel. Let's have you give us your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. And I'm happy to be part of this space, and I'd like to share some point of view about entrepreneurship, because it's important to recognize what is a principal role, and especially for Latin American, because I think that is important for me to share about this information. And in general, today, our entrepreneurship is much more than creative company, and I think that it's driving force for transforming realities and the community within the world's economy in general. In Latin America, in the region, we more than 350 million people, most of them young in Latin America and region. Is the group of entrepreneurship hold the power to reshape our economies and connect them with the world. We have creativity, resilience, but I think that this need to create a lot of change, and in special to the innovation. According to the information from the World Bank book, what is the name of entrepreneurship in Latin America, with the revealing title is Many Firms but Little Innovation. And I want to write this part because it's important to mention, because success entrepreneurs are individuals who transform ideas into profitable initiative. This transformation often requires special talents, such as ability to innovate, introduce new products, and explore new markets. It also requires the capacity to lead others and priority tasks to increase productivity and make the best use of available resources. However, these skills alone are not enough. Success entrepreneurs to do with economy and institutional environments is favorable and supports to the return of innovation. In such environments, entrepreneurs take risks, invest in innovation, and is going to stimulate productivity to the next site of firms, and it's the innovation, establishes businesses and promoting the economic development. And I see that with this part of this book, because it's important to recognize what is the focus about the final to the create a lot of space to productivity in special. In Latin America, we have a lot of resources, natural resources for the geography too, but and I think that is recognized within the vulnerability space to climate change, especially in the Amazon, and we benefit from a significant demography dividends, and I think that there's a lot of percent to the labor force. However, it is part of informal works, but it's recognized this. And we see emergency digital ecosystems, but it's important. And I And I think there is that also face significant technological gaps. It is a very, very gaps of technological gap. In general, in the context of the partnerships, the focus is what is the importance of the global economy, the connecting with the local solutions, in the connection with international needs, but is important too. And in other role in the Latin American, especially entrepreneurship, is the startups, because it's important to recognize the rising invest and in comparison with other space, for example, with Silicon Valley, this is a need to increase more the role of the startups in general in Latin America. And I think that the other part about the some cases in Latin America, and I think that it's important to recognize, for example, in Chile, in .com, this is a case of in which they use artificial intelligence to develop plant-based foods and reduce the environmental impact of the food industry, for example. In Peru, we also have a lot of examples of entrepreneurship can be both sustainable and culturally relevant, when in the name of the Mujer Raíz is the name of Spanish, and a social entrepreneurship with the participation of the women in the space, especially indigenous communities, and to the recognize to the ancestral knowledge to the product. And I think this is a lot of examples in Latin America and in general in the global economy. But for the final, this part of my speech, and I did recognize what is the importance of entrepreneurship in the global economy, to the focus, recognize the historical opportunity, to recognize the natural resources, or recognize what is the in general. And I think there exists a lot of resources. However, what is the transformation? What is the different innovation to create in this part of around the world? For the final goal, I think that is the greater productivity, not only with the product, the product, what is the final product, what is the capacity to all share a lot of knowledge in between entrepreneurs. Thank you.
It looks as though our next contributor, our good lady from Nigeria, has had a technical issue. So bear with me for just 1 second. Coming back. So let me take over the reins from there. Thank you very much, Isabel. That was a wonderful and informative speech. And very much I am intrigued with the notion of resources and the endemic or the natural people of different regions across the world, and how in many respects the previous and outgoing economic picture, landscape, whatever you want to determine that as, has taken to some large degree advantage of those people and the resources that is not just their commodities in their countries and their regions, but also the people therein. I very much believe that people, as we always refer to them, are miracles, but are also the solution to the very problems of the world. And that is very much brought home in the speech that you gave just a moment ago. So, as Dami is not returned as yet, let me introduce our wonderful next guest, another lady of a different country, and a great friend of mine that I have very recently at length about how to change them. This lady is formidable in her own world, and I hope that introducing you to her will help you to understand a little bit of what really can enable us to move and not limit us. This is Alexandra Legault, host of the Time of My Life show, experienced in shattering limiting beliefs, and of course, a dear friend of Kudos Miracles.
Thank you so much, Matt. It is truly a pleasure to be here today. And I say that very intentionally. It wasn't always pleasant for me to be in certain spaces in the past. And there was a time in my life when there was no income flowing to me, and it felt awful, and it definitely was not a prosperous place to be. And I had really big dreams, but no hope of them becoming a reality. And so I made a decision, and I decided to make changes in my life, as Matt alluded to. And those changes, why wouldn't I make them? I had nothing to lose. You know, my life wasn't pleasant at that time. And so from that decision, thankfully, 3 things changed. The first one was that I found a phenomenal mentor, and that person introduced me to other phenomenal people. And by being around phenomenal people, that created such a beautiful experience. And following a certain process as well, I now had new thoughts. And within months, a community beautifully emerged. And finally, I didn't have to go through life alone. And there were finally others to help me. And there were people to think with, and to mastermind with, and to create. And from that creation, change number 2 happened. New ideas came to me that actually attracted money into my life. And the community so graciously encouraged me and reflected my strength. And empowered by that communal support, I pivoted my business to act on my new ideas. And my business grew since it reflected the true me. And that's where change number 3 occurred, is by being true to myself and not being a people pleaser anymore. I was honoring my path, and that changed everything. And accepting my gifts and sharing them lovingly with the world is where a huge difference was made. Because you see, when you discover your truth and you decide to live it, that is a huge contribution to humanity. And it inspires others to live their truth and for them to do the same. And from them, seeing who they are and knowing their greatness, gosh, in that knowing, every individual is absolutely unstoppable. And then you're thriving, and then you are vitally important. And so the world wins. And if you are like the old me, seeking a community or a process to help you change, listen closely. And if you have those entrepreneurial ideas, and I know the space to bring them to life, if you're ready to step into your power, to live your truth, join us next weekend, August 23rd and 24th, for a free event called The Time of My Life. And in 2 sessions of 90 minutes, you'll get what you're seeking. And you can join us by scanning the QR code right next to me. And if you have any questions, you can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook. I am on social media. So thank you so much for joining us in this prosperous, transformational event. And I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Alexandra. Your thoughts are beautifully captured in the spirit of this today's Entrepreneur Global Economy event. And I'm deeply grateful from your presence to inspiring your contribution story and experiences, sharing with us at the Kudos Miracle Summer event. Thank you once again. And it's my great honor to welcome Miss Patrice Angel, and we are having you listening to your stories and experiences. Welcome to the Kudos Miracles Summer event.
Hello, everyone. It is really a great pleasure and honor to be with you today. I am Patrice Angel. I am a multidimensional artist and coach, founder of Angel Star Coaching. And I will right away dive into the many things I have to tell you that is impacting economy, but also impacting the life of so many people. So what is happening at the moment in France? At the end of October, France is supposed to be a no cash country, like only digital currency, which obviously will impact massively the economy. And a lot of people want to protest about it because, when people in France are not happy, they go striking, they go protesting in the street. So a few weeks ago on Facebook, there was a massive appeal to freeze the entire country on September the 10th. And some people were very suspicious because this appeal is staying on Facebook. The person is not banned. So now there is this massive interrogation point, and we will see what happens in France. But I want also to let you know something about Italy, especially Venice, where my mom is living, was where I'm very often going. And at the end of June, Mr. Bezos literally rent the old town for his wedding. And of course, what he left, 3 million to the town, which is great. But beside that, there are many elderly Venetian people that can't even afford to pay their rent anymore. They lived their entire life in Venice with a unique way of life, and now they need to leave. They're maybe 70, 80 years old people. And even the industry of tourism, that is really the leading part of Italian economy, is suffering greatly because tourists now can't afford to buy anything. They come maybe for an afternoon. They carry with them the sandwiches and the bottles of water. They can't go to museum because they can't afford it. They can't afford restaurant. They can't afford concerts. And of course, all the artisans and small businesses are really, really suffering in Italy. There were massive protests during Bezos' wedding, so much that he had to move his gala from, I believe, Stanma Square, I might be wrong, to a place called Arsenale, which is a bit out of the town center. So I will conclude with UK, where I'm actually living. At the moment, I have my own business. I'm a director of my company. And I received an email saying that by November, I need to verify my identity if I want to go on trading. And that to me smells very much like control. And it's quite scary. Oh, I just forgot something. Yes, in Italy, when people are unhappy, they protest, but they also unite together in small communities, supporting small businesses, trading together in their local environment. In the UK, in my surroundings, I see a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, as I am, who are involved in what I would call the spiritual warfare, like the war in frequencies, the trying to manifest the so-called new earth and help people with ascension, because for us, ascension means also prosperity. It means that if you have a dream, you can go for it, whether it is art or entrepreneurship or building whatever you want to build. So in conclusion, I really think that the solution is really inside of us, is us, but we really need to unite forces, because a spiritual entrepreneur on their own maybe is lacking the strength or the idea or the experience to go protest or to organize a local community. But if we really gather together as we are doing today, I think we can make a huge difference and build a world that has this prosperity for everyone, and where everyone is really free and allowed to fully live their best life and share their dreams and their light to the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrice Angel. We are truly privileged to hear from you about the French people, tourism, and Italy, the UK business policies. It's quite challenging for Europe nowadays because of the wars happening, inflations, and a lot of immigration policies. Yeah, you are on the point, and I understand that the businesses have a lot of losses nowadays because of the Trump tariffs. So policies change and businesses get affected, but they find the alternatives because you provide the solution, which is very, I guess, great when we have to be connect with like-minded, and we provide the solution to our governors or to the higher authorities with the peace and polite message. Sure, we come up with the solution. Thank you once again. Now I wanted to welcome Professor M.S. Rao, a philosopher and the father of soft leadership. And he wrote a lot of books, which is like including featured in entrepreneur publications, and has created lasting impact in businesses and the owners of the smaller, medium-sized businesses. Without further delay, I invite him to share his wisdom with us at Kudos Miracle Event 2025. Hello, Prof. Are you here? Matt, you are mute.
You mute, yeah.
Yeah. Double clicked, unfortunately. My apologies. Professor Rao was due to be with us by now. I have spoken to him in LinkedIn. He is hopefully going to be joining with us soon. Perhaps we should jump to our next keynote speaker. So Dami, if you are available. Oh, actually, Professor Rao has just joined us and is now coming into the room. So bear with us for a moment. Professor Rao, welcome. And we have just introduced you, my good friend. If you would like to present us with your speech, that would be most welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Professor Rao.
Hello,
Yeah, can you see me?
No, sir.
Yes.
No. Just a minute.
We can hear you fine, Professor Rao. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
You can
Now
continue.
a little bit dark.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Is it okay now? Hello?
Yes, perfect.
Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah, perfect,
Yes.
perfect. You are clearly visible.
Yeah, okay.
Professor Rao, we can hear you and see you. If you would like to make your speech, please.
Just a moment. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Clear and
Yeah.
loud.
You want me to speak louder?
No, no,
Is
it's
it
okay. You can start, yeah.
Yeah, now you want me to start right now?
Yes.
This is the book. Okay, about 21 success sutras for CEOs. Is it live?
Yes, sir. Not live, but we are recording, yeah.
Okay.
Professor Rao, would you like a couple of minutes and we shall move to the next speaker and then come back to you if you would like.
So how much time would it take from now?
So your 5 minutes is now started, but if you would like, I can put on our next speaker and then you can be the one after that if you would like.
No, I can speak now itself because it's night in India.
Okay.
By the way, where are you living actually currently, Matt?
I am currently residing in Kenya, in Mombasa.
Okay. I'm in India. Actually, I was in Seattle, USA. Now I came to India for time being. I'm traveling across India. Then again, I would go back to Seattle, USA. Yeah, we'll record right now, and if there is anything,
Yep.
any questions,
Away
we'll
you
talk
go.
about. Yeah. Shall I start?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, okay. So regarding, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Professor M.S. Rao. I have published 54 books, including the award-winning book titled 21 Success Sutras for CEOs. This is about executive education and endorsed by Marshall Goldsmith and various other eminent people. And I have 44 years of diversified experience, including Indian Air Force, business, teaching, and training. I'm a storyteller, a researcher, and I create my own stories and share with the people. And I'm a survivor of brain stroke in the year 2021. I survived because of my positive psychology. Now, coming to this book on executive education and how to impact, which is customer centric, you are talking about. Now, very long back, Mahatma Gandhi talked about the principle that customer is the God. That's what said by Mahatma Gandhi. And this is what we are following. But with the changing times and technologies, and I thought, let me write a book titled 21 Success Sutras for CEOs, where I emphasized about the philosophy that is first one is employees first, then second customers, third is shareholders. So this is the essence of my book, 21 Success Sutras for CEOs, and it contains a couple of aspects on executive education, and it contains 21 sutras which are related to executive education. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Rao. As the philosopher and the father of soft leadership, as introduced. So it's interesting to have you here, and we hope to have you more, in our subsequent programs and events. So we can talk more on there's soft leadership and the customer centric type of business, right? So because we are talking about entrepreneurship in the global economy today, so customer service, because I used to be a customer service person, so I did that for a couple of years, and customer centric services is very important as well in entrepreneurship, not only in entrepreneurship, in diplomacy as well, as an ambassador, a diplomat and a peace ambassador. Soft leadership is always the way forward, to having a proper economy, a proper world where entrepreneurship can thrive in the global economy. Okay, thank you so very much, Professor Rao. And
let me add you a couple of aspects. So I do agree with you that we are talking from the perspective of customers. I do agree with you, but there is a shift with the people globally, because the things have changed so fast that people are emphasizing more on the philosophy of employees first, customer second, and shareholders. And regarding this entrepreneurship, I published a book on entrepreneurship, and I regularly contributed to Entrepreneur magazine, and I regularly used to contribute to Entrepreneur magazine. So lots of things I have done it. Now, coming to the next aspect, that is soft leadership. Soft leadership is I am known as father of soft leadership globally, and I published a book on soft leadership, and I have dedicated this book to Peter Drucker, who is known as the father of modern management. So, because I published 54 books, so there are so many books. I can't focus on one particular aspect. That's a challenge
Yes,
with me.
yes, yes,
This is a very
yes,
big
yes,
challenge with me.
Professor. Thank you so very much. So we'll be bringing on our next speaker now. We look forward to having a time out with you again. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much,
Thanks
Professor
for.
Rao. Thank you. Thank you. So Dr. Leah Clement is our next speaker right now, and she's a founder and a president, a Red Carpet Global Mental Health and Wellness Group, a social entrepreneur, and a friend of Kudos. So I really want to know about this red carpet thing. And yes, so you're welcome, Dr. Leah Clement. You're welcome.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for the warm welcome.
You're welcome.
It's an honor to speak to you today on entrepreneurialism and world economics. Much of this conversation focuses on markets, trade, and innovation. But I want to highlight the human side of entrepreneurship, which is the resilience, purpose, and impact that define entrepreneurs who truly thrive. As you may know, Kudos aims to harness entrepreneurship not just for profit, but also for solving real world problems with people at its heart. Today, I want to explore how this approach is not just good for business, it may very well be one of humanity's last hope. Entrepreneurship in a global economy is full of uncertainty. Markets shift, technology evolves, and challenges multiply across borders. At the heart of every successful entrepreneur is resilience, which is the ability to endure, adapt, and grow under pressure. Resilience is more than persistence, it's strategic endurance. It's learning from failure, pivoting wisely, and moving forward with clarity and courage. When entrepreneurs embrace resilience, they don't just survive, they inspire change and they also create solutions to the world's most pressing problems. Resilience, in my view, is not enough. Purpose is what separates ordinary businesses from extraordinary ones. Purpose is knowing why you do what you do, the people or problems your work serves. Kudos embodies this principle. Kudos fosters entrepreneurship that centers on people and meaningful problem solving. Purpose-driven entrepreneurs innovate not just for profit, but to empower communities and create solutions that scale globally. And in today's interconnected world, purpose is essential. It ensures that our economic actions serve humanity, not just the bottom line. Impact is how entrepreneurship extends beyond profits. It's the lives transformed, the opportunities created, and the legacy left. True entrepreneurial impact, especially in a global community or economy, is about addressing the big problems humanity faces: poverty, inequality, access to education, and sustainable development. When entrepreneurship is human-centered, like Kudos promotes, the ripple effect can be very profound. Solutions born locally can improve lives globally while empowering others to create change in their community. So as we consider the future of entrepreneurship in a global economy, I would like you all to remember numbers matter, systems matter, but people matter most. resilience, purpose, and impact are not optional, they are essential. With entrepreneurship at its heart, focused on people and solving real problems, we can create a global economy that uplifts humanity and preserves hope for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee, sharing such valuable insights of your inspiring work in mental health and wellness, which continues to the global impact of this entrepreneurship journey and tells to provide these solutions or solving issues like counting people and entrepreneur communities. That's a huge insight for me. And once again, thank you. So now welcome to our next speaker, Daniel Monethan. I should pronounce correctly. CEO and co-founder of Lumiere, a passionate animal in distress volunteer, and a professional pole fitness athlete. She is a valuable friend of Kudos journey, and her strengths and passions, which are very dedicated to this event. So let us welcome to her. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Murtaza, and hello, a universal language, wherever you may be and whatever language you may be speaking. So thank you for having me here. It is extremely humbling. I'm grateful. This is a phenomenal platform that Matt and the team have brought together to share part of themselves, driven in purpose and a bigger need that is based in the human. So Mel set us off phenomenally well for this. And I am dialing in today from South Africa. So hi, yes, Yolanda, my fearless. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's also dialed in today and given off their time. So who am I? My name is Danielle Mohanathan, and Murtaza has given me quite a wonderful introduction, so thank you. But how did I get here? It is a story and a wonderful extension based on Dr. Lee's talk or share on purpose, in that I didn't find my purpose, it found me. I was very secure, or so I thought, in a corporate role, and the door had to be closed for me in order for my purpose to find me. Kicking and screaming, denial. No, surely not, not me. Because I've always been passionate about where I placed myself, but I'd always had the question of why? Why am I here? What is my purpose? And when it found me, it introduced me first and foremost to the Powerful Vibes Institute, which fundamentally shifted my thinking and my way of being. And from there, it turned out I was able to create a business in Lumiere, your happiness consultant and life coach, where I have 4 service offerings. I'm a Reiki 1 and 2 certified practitioner. I teach Ikigai coaching to find your purpose with a set of tools, skills, techniques. I run movement workshops called From Medication to Meditation. Thank you, Dad, for the name. And that speaks to, shout out, that speaks to the medicine within, that's within all of us. And the 4th service offering, I have an online 7-module short course called The Present You Desire. So why do I share this with you? In speaking about entrepreneurship and the state of the world, where are we sitting at in terms of current supply and demand on a happiness factor? Versus looking externally, we look within, because hurt people do hurt people. And if there's a consistency of narrative in what all of the speakers have shared so far, is that peace within, humanity, compassion, empathy, deeper listening, seeing a human being for their differences, because we are all unique and different and have a set of skills and gifts to give back to this world after we've given it to ourselves, speaks to something deeper. There's something that connects us all at a fundamental human level. In an interesting discussion that I've been having with Matt and Alexander, for example, on a consistent basis, is how did we get here? How did we become so disconnected yet still so connected in so many ways? I don't know the answer to this question. But what I do believe is that when we find our common ground and back to self, we're able to give an abundant supply of that to one another, which takes the reason for being and why we do what we do to a different level and degree, because it surpasses the money, it surpasses the material, it surpasses anything external. Because when the photoneurons inside come on, the light literally from within switches on, your vibrations and your frequency level up. And when that levels up and you move with that frequency, you're changing things without possibly consciously being aware of it, but you feel it. You have the ability to carry that frequency into a room and spaces like these where people are connected for purpose, for real world change and getting their hands dirty because they've lived experiences that they want to share and impart to make it better on every level. If you look at the multiple kudos shields, the globes, they are all very intentionally laid out for purpose so that we can hit the real world pains that we see, that we feel, that we come into contact with, whether we're sitting on a screen or in person. I think the beauty of a connected village of soul, hearts, driven and rooted in love. I'm going to bring it back to these: compassion, hope, empathy, and the belief in the actual work to be done shows you that it's possible. When you're living in purpose and it takes on a drive of the heart and the soul, you are moving for a different reason. It's not just of self, because you do know you need to take care of the self. Thought, heart, soul, body, extension, right? So I'm going to leave all of you, not for good, because my QR code is there if you would like to find me. I love the socials for the right reasons. There is such a thing in my mind and my heart. Please do scan my QR code. Please do reach out to me. I love to collaborate. There is no way we are going to move this at scale other than to collaborate. Is the following. My two favorite sayings that I have personally coined: in love and kindness, I trust. And I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm getting it right. And I'm only here in the now because this present moment is the only reality I can declutter my mind with and focus when I'm only but here. So I don't have the answers, but I am open to listening deeper without having an answer in mind, but purely to understand or to seek to better understand your perspectives, of which there are many, right? So here's it, to perspectives that break down division and bridge and restore our human collective. So if this resonates with you, please get in touch with me. I would love to get in touch with all the speakers here today that I'm so privileged to be a part of on this platform. Please, let's make magic. Let's make miracles happen. It is possible. So thank you, Matt and team. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Danielle. I very much agree that we have all talked about many various things and yet very similar viewpoints. I think it's fundamental to the human being, people all around the world, no matter what side of the globe we are on, no matter how disconnected we might feel, yet we are all interconnected in so many ways, so many ways. You mentioned the international language of hello. And you used the real international language of hello as you said those words, which was your beaming smile. That really, that speaks all the words that we need to have, whether we speak verbally or not. We have a bionic friend with us who will be talking about that very soon. But I very much believe in connection. I very much believe in flows. I very much believe in people being the solution, not just the solution, but a true miracle, both in their own lives and in everybody else's. Whatever fundamental change we can bring to the world, whether that's small or vast, it can really make a difference in our own lives, in our own experience, raise our own energy, become more resilient, and discover our own modes that can drive us to really change the world in the ways that we all want and need and desire. And speaking of changing the world, I have to gear up a little bit now. We have come to our ultimate final, I'm going to say all the wrong things because it makes it sound as though she's the ultimate one and none of you really mattered until this point. It has been wonderful listening to all of you so far and feeling all of the messages that you have given to our wonderful audience today. However, we have come to the final keynote speaker. Shortly afterwards, we will be having our panel discussion. So those on the panel, please be ready. What a wonderful privilege yet again. I seem to have this thing about I introduce people that I actually absolutely love, even though some of them I have known for years and they still put up with me. And some of them I have known so incredibly briefly and yet feel so inspired and belonging to. A number of the people here today I've just recently met. And one of them is Angela Lewis, founder of Pink Elephant Solutions, strategic accelerator and brand placement architect, business refinement and growth specialist, international speaker and advocate, and of course, as all of you are, friend of Jesus. Angela, how are you?
Thank you so much, Matt. And it's been such a pleasure getting to know you and know more about Kudos. I'm so glad to be a part of this. I want to let you know this is a true honor to be able to finally be among people who see the things that I see, to want to make change in the world, to want to be peacemakers, to want to be advocates for those who don't know how to advocate for themselves. So I just want to let you know, like, the purpose and the passion that we have inside of us is not for us, it's for the people around us. We are supposed to be here to share our gifts and to be a blessing to others, right? Make miracles happen for others, to let people know that that little thing in you is not a bad thing. It's what makes you different. We were all created differently. We were all created uniquely. And once we realize that that is okay, then we can live in our purpose. We can help more people. We can help others see that it is okay. You are here for a reason. And we need to learn how to speak that, our truths, live in the shoes that we were given. You know, this is why I made Pink Elephant. Pink elephants are what you see on cartoons, but they're actually something, they're a real occurrence in nature. 0.007 elephants in nature are actually pink. So imagine us, you know, Kudos Miracle, all of us speaking, we are the pink elephants in the room. In a herd of gray, we are the ones, whether we are small babies or full-grown adults, we're the ones that took the road less traveled. We are the ones, no matter where we stand out. We have a light so bright that you cannot miss it. So I want all of you to be like so proud of yourselves for all the things that you do, because we're the change makers. And let's be proud of that. Not everybody is able to walk in that and to stand in it. And I want to thank each and every one of you for doing that. So with Pink Elephant, what I did was I learned in so many rooms that people were being taken advantage of and starting new businesses because it's scary. You know, they make you think like you're the only one. There's no one else in business doing things like you do, when it is. And we try to, they try to put us in like small little groups and of being scared, you know, fear, the false experiences appearing real. It's not, if it hasn't actually happened, it's not a thing. But if you don't know that there are people who want to make change and want to make peace and not war, and there's more love in the world than it is hate, you would think you're the only one fighting this battle by yourself. So I think it is our human right to come together and collaborate on these stages. So I thank you, or I thank you for the partnerships we haven't created yet. I thank you for the collaborations we haven't done yet. I thank you for the change we haven't made yet, but I'll thank you for doing it together. I thank you, each and every one of you. If we just, as a collective, make win-win-win situations, not just for me, not just for you, but our communities and all those attached to the communities, we can really be the change we want to see in the world. So if we just take ownership for the gifts that we are given, for the purpose we're supposed to live out, I really think that we can combat a lot of the things that have changed in this world that should not have changed, and that is causing confusion and allowing people to isolate themselves and think that they have to do life alone. If we just come together collaboratively and sing in the same song, sing in the same voice, the same key, the same vibration, we can make those walls of Jericho come down, and some real life things can happen. These crises can go away. These hurt, the homelessness, hunger could go away. If we build more things with the community as a community, we can serve each other in love and in light. And I just want to encourage that in each and every one of you. If you know someone who is in business and is struggling personally, because that's a part of it. That's a part of your brand, right? You are your brand. You are your niche. And if you see someone who looks like you, acts like you, thinks like you, help them. They're probably struggling as much as you were in the beginning. And that doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, is how you are on the inside. What do you really want to do to be the change? And what I want to do is open more opportunities such as Pink Elephant, and or create partnerships with other pink elephants so we can educate others on business, on servitude, on purpose. That way we can work together to make that big change that we're all looking for. And then we can also see what ideas that we have are the same, what changes we want to make that are the same, so that way we can make a bigger impact together as one. Because if we're all fighting different fights, but for the same reason, we're not going to put the fire out that's burning that we can all see. But if we do it together and we hold hands and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, is this what you're doing? Can I help you? How can I be of service to you? How can I provide value to you? People will start doing the same, because of what you don't know is people don't know what they don't know until you tell them that they didn't know it, or they find out they don't know it. And if they don't know they're not doing this alone, they'll continue to do it alone. If they don't know that you're fighting for freedom and they're doing it, they might not know that your way of doing it. You know, we all have our ways of doing it, and not everybody's way is the same, but it's probably still creating the impact, if we do it together, a bigger impact than it is if we do alone. So very heartfelt, I'm sorry, but small businesses is what build each and every one of our countries. Each and every one of our backgrounds have been foundationally put on the backbone of these small businesses. And if we lose them to conglomerations, if we lose these to these monopolies, we're going to lose the world. And as change makers, as global impact leaders, as ambassadors of peace, I urge us all to get together and be the change we want to see in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Angela. It's been a pleasure to get to know you in the space of probably an hour and a half that we originally chatted for. Maybe an hour and 40 minutes. I can't remember exactly now. Some conversations lead from half an hour chat to an hour chat to 3 hours of people having their ears bent by me about how exciting it is to join people together, to connect people, to, as you quite rightly put it, we have been separated into smaller groups. We have been put in places as points of division, as things to cause hatred or disliking of other groups and other people who seem so distant away from us, and yet they are so close by. I think that the world is a very small place, and that is demonstrated here and demonstrated by the smiles that I've talked about. I think that currently we need to reestablish the very fundamentals of what good business is about, like our friend Professor Rao was alluding to, in the sense that to get back to the basics, we need to put people first. And those people are both customers and staff includes the people at the top of those businesses. It includes everyone, because we are all people. And I quite often think about business, transactional sense, as being a bridge between two places. Usually a customer, whether that's a business or a consumer, through to a business on the other end of that bridge, and trying to find a way to meet on that bridge, whether the distance is over price or about logistics or whatever the case may be. Business can be done when we reach out to the other side of that bridge with an effort to meet each other and to give each other what we both need at a reasonable stage where we do not exploit the other people who are wishing to reverse that bridge with us. I think that now is the time for us to reach out our hands both in friendship and in business and in love and support for one another as we face a very difficult economic global situation for many people. And that leads us to our next stage, if you like. This will be our panel discussion. I am hoping that, Morsire, your internet will hold out. I hope that you have the gerbils in place in the hamster wheel, or the hamsters in the gerbil wheel. Something to keep your internet going. Mine's a little bit choppy as well. Let's hope that we can discuss matters correctly. Ladies and gentlemen,
ups and down.
Good. I would like to introduce my panel members for a discussion. I will give a brief explanation about what this panel discussion is about, and then we shall get into things. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you first of all, Dr. Supriya. I then present to you Dr. Anuja. I then present to you Dr. Dave, Disco Dave, and I also present to you Morsire, and myself, of course. So, what is our panel discussion about? Well, let me tell you a little thing. I put this in a little post earlier on. There's an organization that many of the top people in the elites in our world look up to and hold them in great esteem. They are called the World Economic Forum, the WEF, ladies and gentlemen. This organization held recently their midterm celebration, their event. It's called their summer event, and it's held in China each year. We are holding a summer event ourselves here. And at that conference, at that event, the WEF, they have discussions, much like the one that we will have, except very different to what we will have, I think, because their panel event really discusses about how the leaders of our world, how the elites and the powerful should determine the policies for those of us who they wish to control and exploit most of all, so that then they can take from us and keep that for themselves. I would like to present a different discussion, a different panel show that is based upon what we can give back the reasons that we've all been discussing today, the community, the hands that we held across those fridges when we all first met, and so I've met every single person with the intent of understanding that they want to traverse that bridge, that they want to hold their hand out and join together and do business and succeed as community. So I would like to first of all pose this question. The question for the panel discussion is the world really internal? Is the world really what we think it is? Do you have personal experience, maybe in the place that you live or in the world that you see? Maybe, Dave, you would like to start something.
Yes, thank you very much, Matt, and good evening once again, everyone, for being here. Yes, so my take on this whole issue is that it seems that for far too long, many of these global organizations have churned out solutions which have actually followed the top-down model. So all these big strategies that we hear about have been designed in a grand way, but as a matter of fact, they are far away from the realities of the people they actually meant to serve. Yeah, so while they may look good on paper, these solutions often fail in practice because they overlook the actual local context of the people they actually purport to assist. And it's actually raised them of the culture and ownership of the solutions they actually plan to give them. So from my perspective, the alternative is the bottom-up approach as opposed to the top-down approach. And this model is far more sustainable. When communities are actually involved in designing and running their own solutions, they not only take ownership, but also ensure that those solutions reflect their true needs on the ground. So for example, in Uganda, a famous country in Africa, youth-led social enterprises have been building affordable solar lamps in very remote areas. And these lamps weren't imported through a global aid strategy, as it were, but they were actually designed by local entrepreneurs who understood the needs of their own community. So in my opinion, that is why the solution worked. And it was actually designed bottom up. That is looking at the problem, looking at the challenge, and finding a way to meet the challenge or to solve it. So when people own the process, they actually sustain and expand and also protect it. And to me, that is what lasting change actually looks like. So I want to conclude by highlighting the following noteworthy takeaways, which we can all allude to. First, the state of today's economy creates real challenges for the vulnerable. But these challenges are also opportunities. So how do we leverage these challenges and change them into opportunities? The answer is entrepreneurship. So when entrepreneurship is nurtured among the vulnerable, it actually gives people not just jobs, but it accords them dignity and reinforces their power as well as human beings. Thirdly, profits when reinvested in people can actually multiply into long-term social transformation. And it will happen in a great matrix, which actually brings lasting solutions in a gradual way. And finally, and most importantly, bottom-up approaches driven by those closest to the challenges deliver more lasting impact than strategies which actually are imposed from the top. For instance, by all these global organizations that do the imposition. So from the standpoint of Kudos Miracles actually has a core value. And this core value is actually woven around exemplifying this bottom-up philosophy. That is empowering the vulnerable to lead change by themselves. It should start with them. They should actually be involved. So together by combining entrepreneurship, skills training, and community ownership, not only can we alleviate the world's most crucial challenges, we can also reshape the global economy into one that truly works for everyone. That's my take on this whole subject. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dave. Anuja, you quite often on LinkedIn put up some very interesting posts with regards to environmental issues and development.
Oh, I have prepared on entrepreneurs only, the same topic. So I would be speaking on the same. Yeah.
Okay. I was
Okay.
going to ask you about how you think that the environmental side of entrepreneurialism can bring not just true difference to the economies of the world in the sense of monetarily, but also in the sense of businesses that develop the environment and our ecology that we live in.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Anuja Malik from India. And my opinion on this topic states that yes, entrepreneurs plays a crucial role, very important role in the global economy, influencing the economic growth and wealth creation. Yes, I agree with you, Matt. In today's interconnected world, entrepreneurialism isn't just a buzzword. It's a driving force in the global economy. So just think about the smartphone in your pockets. It is a combined efforts of different countries, different entrepreneurs. The spirit and the process of creating new businesses, taking risks and bringing innovation to market is always related to global economy. And entrepreneurs take ideas and turns them into reality. But today, in today's world, they also tap into global markets where the changes are much essential and the supply chains, talents, and customers also. So, thus, changing the world by prioritizing the customers, the environmental needs, as they are the kingpins, ultimately leads to grand success, creating a more sustainable business model. So, whether is it a small online shop or a large housing development companies or whatsoever issues of the environment, they both plays vital role in boosting local and global economies, though in a very different ways. So my final thoughts on this is that entrepreneurs who prioritize customers, they do not just ask, how can I sell more? They ask often, how can I serve you more better? So that shift from profit to purpose that can ripple outward and changing lives, industries, and even the planet also. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I would like to point out the combination of purpose and resiliency. I think it was Dr. Leah that was speaking about earlier. Really, the resiliency that we can find in our entrepreneurial journey comes from exactly knowing our purpose, and our purpose very much comes from the people that we should serve, much like Dr. Anuja was saying. And we understand who our customers are, what they need, what they demand from us if we're talking economically, and supply what they require. And that is the way to do this. That is the way to cross that bridge, is understanding what it is that people on the other side of that bridge want and need and desire, and how we can supply that at a price that is suitable for them and beneficial to us as an organization. I think many times there is this overbearing approach by some of the organizations in our world of giving things, but giving things in closed hands, not quite giving what they should, but just giving a helping hand, which is fundamentally important, but is not the way to true progress. Mosire, I would like to turn to you next as our next panel discussion. Perhaps you would like to tell us a little bit about your part of the world. Thank you. Away you go.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Monsieur Kuyate, as I was saying. I'm from Guinea, the Republic of Guinea. I live in Conakry. So my point of view about our topic today, first of all, we all know that the aim of all the enterprises it is about finding the solution to the problems. So entrepreneurs can change the world, whether it is small or big, from the place that they may be, whether their environment, from that place to the world, from online to offline. And again, but entrepreneurs should consider people over the profit, because we all know that the aim of most of the enterprise or all the enterprise, it is about making profit. But above that, like they say, if you really want to catch the dog, you don't have to go before him or before it. You should be with the bones, which will attract. Money is like this. So if you care about people, how they are feeling, you care how they act, and definitely you will get what you really want. You see. So and again, we should again focus on the local, because before impacting the world, you should focus on the environment that you are, by considering without being against the nature, because most of the big enterprises, it may be the services or the product that they are delivering, they may be polluting the environment. So we should consider that. So once entrepreneurs consider the environment, how the impact they could make to the environment they are, to the world, it will be beneficial and useful for all the people. And again, we should know again that, even our people, because for instance, in Africa here, most of the people, like our father or mothers who are in the farm, so they are contributing again in global economies, even if they are not literate, but the thing that they are delivering participate to the global economics. So those people who are going by attending, or let's say the global things like G20, so uh, even if they will be back, those people cannot even get benefits from those training, but directly they are contributing to the global. So what I have as that, whether the enterprise is, whether it will be small or big, they are all contributing to the global economics. So that is my point of view. I hope you understand,
Thank you,
because
Mr.
our network is really, yes.
Thank you. Okay, so as time is pushing by, I'm sure that she does not need any question or invitation to speak. So Dr. Supriya, would you like to give your viewpoint, and succinctly as possible, as we have just a few more minutes left to get through our speakers?
Exactly. And once again, a very good evening. So we all are talking about global entrepreneurship, customer satisfaction, and some of the leaders have stated a very profound, insightful views. My question is to everyone, if I want to design a glass case globally, not only in my country, I have to think as an entrepreneur on so many key points. Not only my country people want, or exactly what the global demand is. And as we all know, demand and supply are interconnected. So all the global leaders and entrepreneurs keep an eye on a competitive edge. What says your competition, your competitive edge, your market analysis, and they say only and only one thing: what your customers need globally. And lot of, you can say, technologies boost up is there, AI is there now. The things which were once upon a time was very hard for us, it's really very easy through AI. So I must say, a combination of all your global experts, your knowledge, your customer needs, your satisfaction, your market analyst, and of course, as an entrepreneur, never ever give up on your dreams. And of course, once your product is failed in the market, whether it is an iPhone or whatever it is, still make some changes, still make some renovation till the people say, oh, I loved your product. And that time you will be a real entrepreneur. So just a layman language I have shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Supriya. It is my great pleasure to have some truly miraculous friends, many of which are here this evening. All of us share connections in different ways. All of us have shared stories that impact us all in different ways and in similar ways. We all see the world that we live in and see some difficulties in our local communities and in the world. We all join together in wanting and desiring something better. And sometimes that is personal. Sometimes that is something so close to us that all of us very much rely upon those things. Sometimes it's our health. And I bring to you next a couple of speakers, one from our team and the other outside of our team. These people are not just miraculous, they are bionic. They are attributable to some of the true meanings of pushing the envelope and thinking outside the box and talking without words. These people are my miraculous friends who share my bionic history. I give to you, first of all, our team member, our Chief Resiliency Officer, our wonderful lady, Marty Smith.
Wow. Just wow. Everything I've heard today just resonates immensely, and I am so glad to be with this group. How I became an entrepreneur because of it. I am Marty Smith. I have had numerous adversity, trauma, drama, and everything else. I've had to move 49 times in my lifetime. So right away, God wanted me to be international. I've had 28 surgeries, so he wanted to reconstruct me and rebuild me. But sometimes what looks like the end is really the beginning. My condition would have broken me, but instead it helped me build me back together in a very good way, in a very positive way. I'm not just a survivor, I'm an entrepreneur because of my purpose, which is everything you all have mentioned. And I was facing a condition that flipped my world upside down, and I ended up in a wheelchair, unable to work, unable to do anything. I was scared, petrified, and very depressed. So I can relate to all the people that say, I can't, I won't, and I'm not going to, because you get in that dark place. But there's a breaking point. There's a breaking point where you have flipped your world upside down and you have to find your way. You have to know your limitations, but you have to reach out. You have to get out of that box. You have to jump. You have to bounce back. You have to be the warrior, the everything you never were, because you are your only source of getting out of it. Yes, there's professional help out there, but the only change occurs when we decide that we don't want any more to do with it. So the doctors gave me limitations. And life whispered, play small? No. For a while I did. And then I said, no, this isn't working. The pandemic hit and it was my launching pad. It was what made me say enough is enough. But it wasn't just happening to me. It was happening to everyone around me. And I said, what am I going to do? How can I make money? Where am I going to go? And this is what most of us are facing now. I understand perfectly the economy is shot. We can say and read all these strategic things and this, that, and the other, but there's people hurting for money, but there's also people wanting a purpose. So if we find the purpose, we will find our passion. We will be able to create with our own story, our uniqueness, no competition. The competition is within us. And we can form the very basic structure, the foundation of who we are, where we stand, and where we want to go. But you have to also understand that there's a spark in each and every one of us. We were born with that little spark. It's up to us to find it, to light up the world with it. And when we light up the world with it, other lights come with you, and we illuminate ourselves with the solutions. We illuminate ourselves with the clarity, the peace of mind, the very things that we are missing right now. If more people understood that we need to go back to being like a child, simple, deliberate, loving, curious, creative, and everything else, then you're in the right place. Because while you're working with your capabilities, and you'll be surrounded by people that discover talents in you that you never knew you had. Yes, I was not able to do many things for a long time, but now because of it, I have a lot of empathy for the people that can't. And I am a miracle. I got out of the wheelchair. I became a personal trainer. I've lost 70 pounds, 70 inches. I've published numerous books. I'm on my 15th book, I think. And I now have taken on the mission, the passion, and the purpose to teach young kids the very things that I never discovered when I was little. I didn't know that there was ways around bouncing back. I didn't know there was ways about surviving without worrying and being depressed. I didn't know you didn't have to be alone in this world. And so I tell you, the spark of entrepreneurship is do it. Why me? Why not you? Why not dare to do different? Why not bounce yourself into a place that you've never been? You will discover, you will relate to many things that all of a sudden they light you up. But I just know that every one of us has a story. Every one of us is a miracle, and each and every one of us has the opportunity to build a legacy. Because whatever we don't get to live in this world and what good happened to us, we can leave it behind for others to pick up and build on it. And it's a matter of paying forward. It's a matter of not letting life's hell get you bummed. On the contrary, bring the joy, bring the peace, bring the love, and you will see that a smile is the universal language. A hug is the universal language, and you don't have to understand anything other than, I feel good about this person, because that's how life is supposed to be. We complicated the hell out of it, and now let's simplify it and go back to basics. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and let's kick some butt.
Oh, Marty Smith, I love you so much. And that's not to say that I don't love everybody else, because I really genuinely, I very much appreciate each and every one of you for your time and for your insights and messages. Like I said before, we can truly feel as we bounce upon your smiles and your wonderful interactions with communities, your families, your friendships, your reach out around the different social media platforms that we are. Now, I said that I have two bionic. We have one more speaker left to finish off our evening today. However, there is a young gentleman sat in the room. That young gentleman is smiling now just as he was when he was even young. And he smiles with a smile that lights up 1,000 faces at a time. He is a 6-time TEDx speaker. He is a record holder. He is a voice in the darkness where voices should not be heard, where voices need to be heard, and where a message can be clear and true. I give you track.
Thank you, Matt. First of all, let me compliment you for making me night watchman. Yes, night watchman. I'm going to play tonight, tomorrow, day after, and I'm going to play mantra strokes till my last breath, and that's what Shrenik tries. Good evening, friends. I'm Shrenik Shah from Ahmedabad, India, and Dr. Supriya, would you mind running my slides, please? Thank you. Friends, so greetings from Ahmedabad, India, the India's World Heritage City, and Sabbath event 25 Kudos Miracles. So a very warm welcome. Now, friends, imagine what exactly speech is about. Do you think without speech, webinar would have ever occurred? No. And with this voice, whether it is offline or online, I have delivered over 10,000, yes, 10,000 talks with this voice. So, it becomes silence if you want to speak and if you cannot. So that is all about speech in civilization. Next, you know what is, yes, the platform say whoever can narrate commendable story is the best person, powerful person in the world. And fortunately, I'm humbled. I'm humbled. I am a storyteller, but yes, when it comes to dealing with the people, I don't make stories. No, I talk from my heart out. So what is really storytelling? It's the art of public speaking from your heart, immersive, authentic, and flawless, so that people can trust you blindly. They can believe you whatever you are saying, and so you need to speak from your heart. And fortunately, there is no brain in the heart, so you cannot manipulate. Next, so friends, Supriya, the previous one, yeah. So friends, whether you are on a TEDx platform or wherever, or even organizer invited you to deliver talk, even they are confused whether the speaker will be able to speak or not, or even audience will be confused. They will be, looking at you with the wide eyes. What is really going on? Because you want to speak, but the words are not coming out. What could be catastrophic situation? It could be anger, depression, frustration, sheer helplessness. And my dear friends, that is the life I am living for last 27 years, and this is my 28th year, and this is going to be the reality all my life. Supriya, thank you. Next. So friends, you can see this slide is today's 2010-2009 day with this private voice, no vocal cords, only conviction, clarity, and some our speaker talked about purpose. So I do have a clear purpose, well defined clear purpose to become a speaker. Despite the loss of voice, I chose to become a speaker. And yes, I'm committed to change lives, change the world. Next slide, please. Friends, you can read these slides. I have re-engineered my forever speaking disability into fascinating, incredible, exceptional opportunity and giving hands of hope to countless people worldwide. And then one more thing, I am 73 now. Yes, 73 now. Yes, I am going at a jet speed. Because I am committed to touch the horizon. I want to inspire, touch over millions of lives worldwide. Now, how I have made it, friends, the voice which you are listening now. This voice was rejected. Yes, this burning voice was rejected. But I have accepted that rejection wholeheartedly, and now you can see, fortunately, I'm able to say it is becoming a road. It's becoming a lion's road to speak globally as a speaker, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm having a commendable privilege and honor being on your platform, Matt and Supriya, and of course, Dr. Anuja and everyone. So, you know, I was diagnosed with this type 4 undergo cancer. I was given few days to live with, and you have seen the previous slide. I have crossed 10,000 days already. Now, there is one very important word in a medical terminology, that is SAML, that is short-term memory loss. I have redefined and re-engineered that phrase into LTSML, that is long-term specific memory loss. That is, I have rather forgotten that I don't have a voice, and this voice is my USB globally as a TEDx speaker and whatever life transformation course and everything. Next. Friends, today in my most on WhatsApp group, I mentioned I'm going to speak about making things impossible possible, and that's what you are going to witness now. So what happened is, when the voice was rejected, I started speaking continuously globally, and each success become uncertain, and that's how, I'm fortunate to touch over 100,000 lives. So, success is not the journey. Sorry, success is not the goal. Success is a journey. You have to keep on riding on this journey day after the other, every single day, 24/7. Next. So, friends, as I said earlier, I have crossed already 10,000 days of resilience and more than 265 awards and everything. When I will create that record and first speaker on TEDx, first speaker on Just Rocks, and so many international conferences. So it's all about 10,000 days of resilience. Now, in the next slide, I am not here to talk about my accomplishment, my accolade recognition. No, I want to talk about how I become a trendsetter, how I become an entrepreneur. That's what I'm going to talk about next. Sorry, I had to change my battery. So, friends, the first and foremost thing is I have started dating my destiny. Yes, and the moment you start dating your destiny, there is no law. Nobody can stop you, and that's what I'm doing, and that's how I am humbled and fascinated and committed to build the legacy. You can say the power of the voice. My faith that is strong, recognized among top 10 in the world. Can you imagine someone who lost the voice? Is strong, recognized among top 10 in the world. Can you imagine that? And that's what I was able to manage it. So this was possible only because of I'm committed to date my destiny, and I choose my own path. I create my own path, and I'm doing whatever the best is possible by thinking out of the box, and I'm showing up with the courage and confidence every single day worldwide. Next slide, please. Now, how could I even do this? Believe me, there is no complaint box in my life. No. First thing is first, I don't want to waste my time, being complaining about things that nothing doing. I mind my own business, and that's how I'm dealing with my life. Next. Yes, now this is very important for everyone present today. I know you guys are intellectual, you are commendable, you are trendsetter, you are entrepreneur, book author, someone who wrote 15 books, 54 books, but the standard formula for success is take your opportunities relentlessly every single day. Laser focus mindset, and once you do that, you become unstoppable. Another point, if you want to become commendable trendsetter entrepreneur successful, or if you want to accomplish all your dreams and goals, start building the bridge. You don't need to be an engineer. You could be engineer by building a bridge between your head, heart, and gut. And believe me, nobody can stop you. Next. Yes, this is very important. Just get off the negativity, having a shower. When we are having a shower, we drain out everything negative. You must drain out every negativity from your life. Uh, consider this as a red light, an incident, and move on to live quality life through this negativity drained off. And now, when you can do this, friends, life becomes symphony, symphony, and symphony. And believe me, you will be unstoppable. Next, I must admit, I must, I must admit that the life of a patient is incomplete without caregiver. And I would love to dedicate my talk to every single caregiver on this world. And last but never the least, wishing you all the sunshine. I'm making delectable coffee here in Ahmedabad to come to join me, and believe me, we will have a great time. Thank you so very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. And I believe you will remember my voice. Thank you.
I'm sure that all of us will remember your voice and your heart, and not just remember, but interact with both as strongly as we can. I have, as I mentioned earlier, great privilege of having some truly miraculous friends from all around the world. I have a number of them here today. I have many waiting in the audience. I seem like a significant person who resides in some corner of the world, as many people do. But the fact of the matter is that no matter where we live, no matter how insignificant we feel we are, or we appear to be to others, we are just one step away from being great. Many of us already are. Many of us have started to reverse and encourage our success of our wholeness in our lives and our ability to control our destiny in the future. But what we need to do is to concentrate on our globe, our future together, not just our individual. But I believe in miracles. Quite often they say there is no I in team. Yeah, it takes a whole load of individuals. But there is an I in miracles. Many. Despite the problems that exist, despite the difficulties that many people have, there is so much goodness, so much love, so much willingness to participate, to reach out, to take each other's hands at just the right time, that those very things are needed. They, the powers that be, the WEF, and many others, feel and think that they are pushing us into obscurity and division, when really what they are doing is pushing us closer together. Because really, we are already more close than we realize. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for coming this evening and participating in this event. I would like to... Shonik.
But just 1 second, I forgot. This is my book, biography, available on Amazon, and I would like you to read it. Believe me, you will love it like anything. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Anuja.
Thank you both. So, as we separate our ways, we come closer to our future, which will be bright and glorious. And filled with not just optimism, but success of our solutions that we bring individually and collectively together. Let's take heart, let's take the path that was less traveled. Let's be a pink elephant, but in a herd of many elephants all around the world, and spread the love that we share to each other here into everybody's life, share smiles to everybody that we can. Because there is no end, there is only the beginning, and there is only more. Once again, thank you all. And I look forward to doing many more of these discussions, many more speaking events, and many more panels and various other things as we truly set out on our journey to change the world into what really benefits us all, not what just benefits the few. Thank you all.